Journey into the Light. We're glad that you are here. We got a lineup of shows tonight, but right now we're going to be joined here with Chris Fabish from Truly Holistic. And you can find Chris's website. Link is right here on the show page. It would be really great. Go ahead and click on that as the show starts. You won't lose the show. It will take you to a separate window. And with all of that said, let's welcome Chris to the show. Welcome, Chris.
Oh, hi, Michael. Glad to be back.
Yeah, it's great having you here. So I'll let you take it away from here, and looking forward to it.
No problems. Now, in this show here, I want to talk about in regards to the conditions that I quite often clients come to me for energy healing. And first of all, I'll just mention my website trulyholistic.net, where it's got all the conditions on the front page that I have had experience in alleviating and healing with this quantum energy healing system. And also there's a page there where you can book an appointment to appointments page, which will have all the times that I'm available for sessions, as well as a media page that I have videos about talking about my modality of energy healing, and also some other health concepts, as well as a contact page to get in touch with me. So in regards to the things that people come to me about in regards to energy healing, they can be issues just that people have felt that they're very sensitive to spirits and spiritual energy, and they come to me to either check their body or check their house or their property for unwanted spirits and negative energies that they are very sensitive to and they can feel. Also, I've had instances lately where I've had a few individuals where they've felt like they've actually been attacked by entities within their dreams and so on. So I can actually work within people's dreams and their dream self and their sleep self to improve their sleep. I've also worked on things such as things like where people feel like they've had a form of abduction at times where they can't remember what they were doing at a time, and then they've come out of it feeling like the aching and pain. Or I've even had a woman that have felt like they've been kind of sexually harassed or manipulated with on an energetic level, and we've had to work within certain areas of that person to remove entities and all these things that are causing issues with these people, as well as unwanted sexual thoughts and demonic thoughts and all these sorts of things. And when we get down to a really deep level, we find that there's a lot of demonic entities, occult rituals, curses, spells, and those sorts of things that we've had to clear out, and that's made a difference. So it can be that extreme at the energetic level, but also a majority of the people that come to me are also coming with physical ailments such as heart disease issues, breathing issues in regards to asthma and lung issues, and issues with their spine and arthritis. Diabetes is a big one. Also autoimmune conditions, as well as mental illnesses such as depression and anxiety. They seem to be big ones. And of course, energy problems, just people feeling really low in energy. So what I find with my system in regards to, let's start with heart disease, is the fact that because my system is very detailed, I have 3 charts on the cardiovascular system. I have also a chart on top of that regarding the veins, the arteries, and so on, as well as a chart that works on all the different components of the heart. So we get, we're not just working generally on the cardiovascular system. We get really into what makes the cardiovascular system work. So a lot of the times I see excess of minerals, such as calcium is a big one, and calcification of like the aorta and some main arteries and so on, that's causing high blood pressure issues or causing chest pain. Also trans fat buildup, which is a type of oil or fat. If we're not consuming the right oils and fats, these are forms of fats that dislodge and obstruct the body and therefore can cause obstructions within the arteries and the veins of the cardiovascular system. So we clear that out. Quite often I also see parasites within the heart as well. And these are usually microparasites, so they're single cell parasites. So they're not the big long worm looking things. You need a microscope to see them. And at that level, they really zap the energy out of the cardiovascular system in the heart, because the heart is an electrical organ. It requires a lot of ATP, which is the molecule for energy for the heart. So quite often the parasite will just remove all ATP and energy of the heart, and all the nutrition won't get to the heart. And also, quite a lot of the times we'll have to remove a negative form of energy. That could be a curse or spell or an entity that is creating a low vibration within the heart, which parasites love, and that's why they go to those areas. Quite often you'll see them matched up, a parasite or a virus, with a negative entity or energy. And quite often I don't see cholesterol as a problem. It's usually a mineral excess or a negative energy, and obviously the virus or parasite that comes along with it. In regards to breathing difficulties in the respiratory system, in regards to asthma, it works very quickly. So if I get a client that is usually in relatively good health but they have asthma, within minutes we can usually detect, will either be like a parasite or a virus within the lungs or part of the respiratory system. And within seconds and minutes, once we find that and we clear that out, I'll get the person to obviously take a breath before we clear it out, and then take another breath afterwards. And straight away, the amazement that I hear from my clients is, they can breathe a lot better just within seconds and minutes of clearing and removing those stresses. Also, we have to obviously increase the vibration up again, being caused by a negative energy or entity. They're trying to always bring our vibration, our energy levels low, and if that occurs, then obviously viruses and parasites will be able to exist in that type of environment, because your immune system will not be able to get to it, because the vibration isn't strong enough to remove that virus or remove that parasite out of your body, and they'll kind of create a little home there. So I get really good results in regards to people with asthma. Obviously, issues with like COPD, which is a chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder, which is quite a chronic condition of the lungs and the respiratory system. They've had viruses or parasites there for many, many years by the time they come to me. So we need to be working on them a few sessions. Obviously, we can get rid of the virus and the parasite and the negative entities, but we need to obviously work on what's been causing damage as well, such as imparting healing energies to the lungs and to the respiratory system to try and regenerate the lungs and the respiratory system for it to function better. In regards to the skeletal system, and obviously this is probably one of the most common things that people come and see me about, is realigning their spine. So if they've got lower back pain or neck pain, they're usually the two that are the most common. I can find out where you're out of alignment, the vertebrae and the discs. And a lot of people, including chiropractors, when you go and get an adjustment, can only realign vertebrae. When it comes to a prolapsed disc or a disc being out, there's not a lot they can do. But with my system, I can also realign discs. So that's quite a unique thing there. And also release pinched nerves caused by a disc that's been pressing up against it, or a vertebrae that's been out of alignment. Also, of course, with that condition, we also have to look and explore why the vertebrae or the discs are continually going out of alignment. So again, that will be another negative energy component, such as curses, spells, witchcraft, entities, extraterrestrial influences as well, that we really need to look into if we're making an adjustment in the spine and it's not holding. Also work obviously within the skull as well. Quite a lot of the times people with neck problems, it's quite often a skull problem. Their skull can be off axis, which obviously causes issue with the connective tissue and the muscular part of around that area as well, which I also work in. Quite often sutures which connect all the skull together can be out of alignment, and they cause migraines and headaches, as well as working on the jaw the temporomandibular joints, which are the TMJs, which is the hinges of your jaw, can be out of alignment, which cause a lot of pain to a lot of people as well. So I can work on that as well, and so on within the dental system. In regards to another thing that people quite often come to me about are diabetes, and this, type 1 and type 2. And type 1 is obviously the form of diabetes which is a lot harder to heal because it's an autoimmune condition. And I'll talk a little bit more about autoimmune conditions next. In regards to that, autoimmune condition is when the body attacks itself. Now, in regards to healing, any type of healer, we're just removing the roadblocks out of the way, essentially, to allow the body to heal itself, because the body knows what to do. The body knows how to heal anything. It's just the fact that we either put the wrong fuels into our body, hence diet, or there's other multidimensional beings on a spiritual realm that are manipulating our energy bodies, which therefore affect our physical body. And that prevents the body doing its job properly. So when the body is attacking itself, that's usually a sign that something's not right within the body, because the body would not normally attack itself. And the autoimmune condition is essentially the immune system being overactive and trying to remove something that shouldn't be in the body. And quite often what happens is that if there's something energetic within the body, so something that's not 3D form, not physical, so this could be an entity or a spiritual attachment within the body, then the body will actually attack it to try and drive it out, because it knows it's not supposed to be there. But because it's not physical, it will never go, and therefore the body just continually attacking itself, which causes scar tissue and causes damage to the body. That's what we call an autoimmune condition, because all autoimmune conditions they obviously have a virus component or a bacterial component or a parasite component, but they're essentially energy problems. So I have a lot of success in regards to alleviate symptoms of people's autoimmune conditions. Currently, I'm actually it's about 3 or 4 sessions in with a guy who lives in Denmark who's got type 1 diabetes. And we're getting really good progress. He's at a point now where he feels has more energy, feels a lot better about himself, and he's actually being able to reduce his insulin that he has to jab himself with, which is excellent, because in mainstream medicine, conditions like this are being told to not be reversible, and we're getting results. It just shows that it's working. And he had a huge load of these negative energies, in part in regards to the pancreas and the islets of Langerhans, which is the lymphatic part of your pancreas. We had to clear out a lot of negative energy and a lot of viral load and a lot of parasites and all these other things that came along with it. And then all of a sudden now the body's able to allow the pancreas to start secreting insulin again. So we're getting somewhere. But I must say that with chronic conditions like this, it does require a number of sessions. We will not be able to alleviate your problem within one session. Also, I work within mental illnesses, especially people, the epidemic of depression and anxiety. Anxiety is huge. And the main issue I see within anxiety is that there's a component of our nervous system which is called the sympathetic nervous system. And it's essentially our fight or flight mechanism. And what happens is I noticed there's a lot of negative entities and negative energies within the sympathetic nervous system for people that have anxiety problems. And anxiety is essentially a person's inability to cope. Their fight or flight mechanism is just not working correctly. So once we remove all these negative entities, demonic entities such as Baphomet, the devil, Lucifer, and all these sorts of things, and also extraterrestrials such as reptilian influences and so on, all of a sudden, people, within seconds and minutes, all of a sudden feel calm. It can work that fast. And I try to encourage them to, obviously, we need to be having emotions of high vibration, love and those sorts of things, where, fear and anger and all these sorts of things are very low vibrational emotions, which really attract a lot of these negative entities and negative sources of energy towards the person. In regards to depression, depression is usually a soul problem. And a lot of times it's a disconnect of the physical body with the soul. When we reconnect the soul back with the physical body, all of a sudden we alleviate the symptoms of depression. And that's what I'm finding with people with depression. All of a sudden, they have an elevation of energy and positive affirmation in regards of being down about everything, and it lifts up the energy levels as well. So also what we do with the soul is not just connect it with the physical body. Quite often, because it's been disconnected, it's fragmented the soul. So we need to heal the soul. We need to remove the negative entity or negative attachment that took away the soul from the physical body. Also, in regards to addiction is also a soul problem, because what I find is the physical body always needs to be with its soul. It's always looking for its soul. So it feels at home once, obviously, the soul is connected to the physical body. It feels one. But when it gets disconnected with the soul, it's always looking for the soul. And quite often we give up our soul to what we've become addicted to. So if somebody's addicted to alcohol and they're an alcoholic, we give a part of our soul or our whole soul to a bottle of beer or a bottle of bourbon or so on. And we always go back to that source of alcohol, because the physical body wants to be back with its soul. And that's the only way it can get close to it. Same with gambling, same with a number of addictions. And once we reconnect, obviously there's free will. People will have the choice whether they want to start drinking again or smoking or so on. But if we connect that soul back with the physical body, all of a sudden things start to feel a lot better, and it's a lot easier to alleviate and remove that addiction. Also, a couple of examples here are in regards to where energy healing is really evident is with somebody who loses an arm or a leg. So a person that gets their leg amputated or arm amputated because they've had a horrific accident, a car accident or so on, and they lose their limb. Now, all of a sudden, after they've gone through the recovery process, they've had their operation, all of a sudden they have pain where that limb used to be, even though the physical part of that limb does not exist anymore, which we call phantom pain. And phantom pain is a perfect example of the fact that we are made up of not just a physical body, but also an energy body. We've actually healed the physical body by cutting off that limb that was damaged, but we haven't done anything about the energy part of that body that is still gone through a traumatic experience. And that's what we call phantom pain. So with a quantum energy healer like myself, we can work on phantom pain and remove it. We can heal the etheric template, which is the energy part of that limb that still exists, and remove all the traumatic components, all the damage that's occurred to it. So therefore, we can remove that phantom pain. Another example is that, Michael, that my history is that I'm a nurse. I've worked on an orthopedic and a gynecological ward. So in regards to gynecology, is the women that are getting hysterectomies and so on because they have abdo pain, and quite often they get ultrasound scans and they get CT scans and all these things to see if there's anything physically wrong, and a lot of the times nothing comes up. It comes perfectly normal on the scans, but these women are in a lot of pain, and quite often it happens they remove parts of their womanhood, essentially their uterus and their ovaries and so on, hoping that the pain will go away. But quite often a lot of these women get all the organs removed and they still have the pain at the end of it. And this is a perfect example that it's an energy problem. And a lot of women come to me with fertility issues, which we work on as well, and we quite often remove uric acid crystals and all things that are damaging the egg supply and also the ovaries. And we really get somewhere with these women in regards to making them fertile again, because infertility is an epidemic as also. So at the end of healing and removing things from people for alleviate their pain and their problem that they've come to me about, I'll quite often end the session with giving them healing energy. So therefore the areas that we've worked in their body, we give them healing energy, so therefore the healing process will work quicker. So therefore it will allow the body to heal itself faster. Now, a lot of these healing energies can be things like imparting stem cells energetically, which are anti-aging, and lengthening telomeres, which are the caps on the end of chromosomes, which is essentially is a great way of knowing how a part of the human body has aged. Also, using energy to send electrons into areas where there's been free radical damage. Also imparting negative ionization energy, which is earthing energy, which is anti-inflammatory energy. Also sending love to that area, especially if there's been a lot of fear and a lot of what we call loosh, which is a negative energy which is imparted by fear, to remove that. And also ormus, which is minerals which are monoatomic, which are very rare minerals that are very healing, and that we find in a lot of food, superfoods that we call, such as cacao and honey and aloe vera and all these wonderful herbal substances we can consume as well. So there's many things that come to me, and every single thing you could ever think about, issues that come to me, and this whole healing system, because we are the alternative to the alternative, we look at every possible thing that could be causing your health problem, and we're getting success. People are feeling better, and it's a great feeling for me to be able to heal people and help people with their health problems.
All right, Chris, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you were done?
All done.
All done. Great. And I didn't quite, kind of faded out there at the end. I didn't quite hear that. Did you give out all your contact information? Do you want to give that out one last time?
Yeah, sure. So you can find me on my website at trulyholistic.net, where there's an appointment page where you can book an appointment with me. It's 60 New Zealand dollars for appointment, so that comes out to about $43 US. So for an hour session, we do a lot of clearings over that time. So it's very cheap compared to a lot of other quantum energy people, as well as many great videos also on my website, as well as my YouTube channel at Truly Holistic. Subscribe to it, and you can get over 50 odd videos of me, which I add a video every week about what I do and explain what quantum energy healing is all about, as well as other health modalities such as nutrition and diet. And also there's a contact page on there in a way of asking me any questions you have in regard to what I do.
Okay, very good. I loved it. Chris, you packed in a lot of information in a very quick time, which is amazing. So that's the way to do it. So thanks so much for doing such a great show and such a help and service to others. It's really beautiful.
Well, thank you very much, Michael.
Well, thank you. Okay, and we'll see you back here, Chris, the same time here as today. And sorry about we had set our clocks back an hour, and I know every country does it different times of the year and times, and gets a little crazy, but it'll be at this time each week now. So I guess that's 12:30 your time. Very good. Okay, have a great week, Chris.